Hello friends, we've not been out here since February, end of January, something like that. It is now mid-March. We've just had another big freeze, so to say, for UK, which with temperatures going down in my area to -5. And I thought I'll show you how the garden is looking right now. We have this pre-spring period at the moment, and yeah, things are kind of bleak, but actually not really. So let's start where we always start, on the patio. Our jasmine is doing absolutely fine. This is a summer flowering jasmine, so we'll have flowers soonish. Does need a trim. Something's been digging in my Japanese acer. I did have to repot it from a ceramic pot as it cracked in the frost a little while ago. But as you can see, some creature really likes digging. I don't know if it's a squirrel or a fox or a cat or whatever. It doesn't really matter. No changes here. Still my dead geraniums, my dead fiddle leaf tree, some dead fuchsia. I'll have to replace all those plants in those pots, and that's absolutely fine. Bay tree thriving. And then we have some beautiful pinkish salmony hyacinths that I ordered from Dutch Bulbs last year. And they're looking good, and they're starting to smell really nice. And then some carex, which I'm growing for windows. And then on this side we have a rose. We have two empty-ish pots. There's rosemary in there, as well as what I think is a foxglove, but I cannot tell. Sorry guys, it's gross. But we had a serious fox problem for a while now. Then our herbs are coming back up. I'm actually going to move them into a bed and turn this into a salad box. And then we have various little spring flowers coming up, which is nice, in my gut. And then let's move on to edible beds. So this is my herb and salad bed, which is looking unchanged. In short, the thyme is really thriving. For some reason, all of my bok choy but one have bolted. I mean, it's really cold, so I don't know what they're bolting about, but it is what it is. In the background you can see some dead agapanthus, some coming up lupins, and various tulips popping up, the ones that the squirrels don't get. And then moving into this bed, kale has woken up. The purple sprouting broccoli is doing really well. I think we can harvest a little bit for lunch today. I have 4 of those plants, 5 maybe, and they're doing great. And then the chard is coming back up, as well as sorrel. This is blood sorrel, this is chard. So nothing else planted in here at the moment other than those Welsh onions that are going into seed. That's absolutely fine, that's expected. And then moving on to here, another cut. And then some of the purple kale from last year, which is holding up alright. It overwintered here just fine. And then a couple of spring onions that I haven't pulled out last year, which I'll pull out this year. And all those little green lovely groves are radishes. I have a massive thing for radish, and I wanted some, so growing half a bed of them at the moment. They are a quick crop when it's warm, but it's not warm right now. And then the garlic bed with magnolia in the middle is doing alright. And then in the background you can see that my border is a little bit of a mess and it needs a clean, but with the pregnancy it's actually kind of hard to get motivated. And then massive mess in the garden because we've been digging stuff out, and that's absolutely fine. My choice here is not doing great. It really got damaged in the frost, even though it's supposed to be frost hardy. Is not happy. I don't know what to do with it. And then right in front of it we have a plum tree, which is slowly starting to bud up, which is nice. And then if I turn this way, don't be alarmed by the mess. This is all coming up. Turns out there was a big foundation thing right here. We don't know what for. Anyway, that aside, the fig tree is starting to bud. The lemon tree is taking its time to wake back up. This is a Eureka lemon. It's a frost hardy lemon up to, I think, 8 to 10 degrees. So it should come back up. It's not looking amazing, to be honest. It does have some greenery coming back up though. And then on this side, this is where you see the most of spring. These are light, by the way. They look much better when there's other stuff around them. But first, we have this blueberry that kind of just like blooms randomly whenever it wants. I don't get how it works, but fine by me. It's pink lemonade blueberry. next to it, two other ones. One of them is starting to come back to life, the other one is looking a little bit scarce, but maybe he will do something. And loads of weeds, because you haven't weeded here in a couple of weeks. And then we have crocus. Crocus, you guys, it's March. It's kind of late in my mind for crocus. Typically they would have come up, I'm gonna go with late Feb for me, but that's not been the case. But it's nice to have them finally. The spring has been really weird, to be honest, as most of last few years' springs. And then we have beautiful rosemary doing great. The rhubarb is coming back up, which is nice. The generous gardener is starting to leaf out again, which is lovely. The palm tree is still looking great. The little bit of mold that it had is actually going away. I've not treated it with anything, it's just doing its own thing. And then not a huge amount of things going on here, other than the kitten, and some of my, what I thought would be lost tulips coming back up, which is nice. And this rosemary struggling, but getting up there. And then I'll show you my very messy growth tent, so you have a better idea of what's happening in here as well. Let me open both sides. So what we have in here on the lower tier, this is all onions. These are Walla Wallas and 4 Welsh onions. In here we've got peas in the toilet rolls, because why not? I started some French beans, but I think it's still too cold for them to germinate. A whole flat of flowers that are starting to come up finally. Some Celtis up front, some red bok choy down here, and some mixed kale over here. And because that's not really enough for my garden, I'll let you have a little peek in here of all the seedlings I need to water, as well as some potatoes which are being cheated. So we have all sorts of things, sorry about my dirty finger, kohlrabies, tomatoes, etc. in there. And then those 12 cells next to potatoes, that's all salads. And then right at the front, it's all herbs. And then if you look in the background, quite far there, sorry, we're outside, I'm showing you inside, that's all peppers and herbs as well. So a little bit of starts. I still have quite a few to get done, and I'm starting to get excited for them. But this is it for the moment. This is the garden at the mid-March point.